What is up? What is up? 360 in the house. Is the volume working? Can you guys hear me? Yep, good. All right. Excellent. Excuse me. What is up, everybody? 360 in the house. So excited to be doing this today. Real quick, before I get started, because I don't want to forget, hit up my right-hand man, Nash, in the chat. Thank you, Nash, for everything that you do. Nash is my right-hand man. Without Nash, there would be no 360 trader. Yes, love you, my brother. So we actually wanted to do, it's been a while since we did a video. I think we did a pre-recorded one last week. For everybody, if you missed that, you can take a look. It's in the YouTube channel. YouTube wants us to do one pre-recorded video a week, so we're trying to do that. I prefer live. I like the live better. I think it's, I don't know, more dynamic. But anyway, and also I know you missed the R&B music that I play in the background. We can't. YouTube has said we can't do it. So we're trying to follow the rules, even though I hates them. I hates the rules. Must break the rules. So we're going to go ahead and follow those rules because we do want to keep our channel running and not get hit for any copyright violations for listening to music. Yeah, I know. I've had complaints about the fact that we don't play music anymore from you guys. Sorry. It is what it is. Now you know who to blame. But yeah, so we're going to do some lives last week, but in light of current events, just spit my own beats. I am not the guy that you want to be singing. No one would ever attend any of my events ever if you heard me sing. I swear to you. So we're going to not do that one. I mean, we're not going to do it. So yeah, in light of the events of the last week, we thought it a good idea to not, of course, do any videos in light of current events and the things going on in the world. We had the night, and then follow right after that, we had, of course, 9/11 in the memorial for that. So yeah, so this is why we didn't do any videos, but we are now back. We're going to continue doing what we do. And that is dominating the world. Yes, very tough few days, extremely tough few days. And I don't want to spend any time in this video going over that. I've said quite a bit of things in my channels as far as that goes. But yeah, we want to get back to doing what we do. This is what I do. This is my kingdom. This is where I operate. And so we're going to do it. We're going to get back into it and rock and roll. Sound good? All right. Yeah. So this is kind of going to be a merger between market review and altcoins. I'm not going to do a ton of altcoins because I do want you to understand the status of where we are and that the market is doing exactly what we have said it would do from day one. On a macro basis, we have been completely correct this entire time. And for the foreseeable future, we believe that the markets are going to continue to be bullish. And there's not just fundamental reasons for this, but there's technical reasons as well. And that's going to coincide with also the continued devaluation of the dollar until 2026, wherein the dollar is going to bounce very, very hard. And that is when I believe we enter a non-apocalyptic bear market across all asset markets. And if you don't understand why, it's because the positioning of what is occurring right now in politics to stabilize the dollar. So that stability is not perfectly in place yet, but it is being put in place. And all of you that follow me, you already know what that is. It is what? What is it? Stablecoins. That's right. Enter stablecoins. And so that machine is being put into place right now. And I believe by middle of 2026, that will be a full-blown running operating system. And it's going to bring stability to the dollar, which has absolutely been getting destroyed in the last year. We're already well above an 11% loss on the dollar just in 1 year. But that is programmed and being done by design. And when you have a dollar getting devalued, excuse me, I apologize for coughing in your ear. Then you have asset markets that continue to fly. And this is why apocalyptic people continue to be wrong over and over and over and over again, because they do not understand the dynamics between globality. I had to say it. I had to say it. By the way, where's NC Rob? NC Rob sent me a beautiful 360 shirt. I'm not wearing it right now because I have to. It's in the wash. I have to wash. I don't wear new clothes until I wash them. It just feels weird. I cannot wait to wear that, NC Rob. I'm gonna have it on in the next video. I promise. It's incredible. Thank you for blessing me with that T-shirt. It means a lot. I love it. It's amazing. It couldn't have been any better. So you guys will get to see that T-shirt on the next video. What was I talking about? My goodness. So it's the globality of economics and the understanding of what and why things are happening and the rate and speed at which they are happening. So it's why we are talking. It's not just crypto, guys. Okay, our stocks have been going nuts. Like our stocks have been doing so well. Crypto is only lagging because it's not alt season yet. No, despite what your favorite moron on Twitter is telling you, it is just not alt season yet. That is coming. We are knee deep in Ethereum season, period. Every macro chart says it, exactly what is happening, when it's happening, and how it's happening. And that should delight you. Why should that delight you? As impatient as you guys are, it should delight you because you are in the final days of any accumulation at these price levels for altcoins that there is. You are literally in the last days. Once alts chotch or have a change of character as a whole, we're talking about removing the top 10. So that's the others.d chart. You guys already know it. I've shown it to you 1,000 times. Once that tests the chotch and breaks the chotch and holds at a support, then we have a reversal of the alt downtrend. Yes, see NC Rob already posting smoke right there on the channel. Our stocks have been absolutely killing it. The thing that you need to understand about asset markets is the run that is coming. The run that is coming is going to be the final leg. Okay, it's going to be the final leg. Now, when I say final leg, I'm not talking about an apocalyptic ending. You need to get that very clear. But we have been in a macro bull market for years, not necessarily in crypto, but in stocks, gold, precious metals, so on and so forth. Crypto has still moved in accordance with its cycle and the timing of its cycle almost to perfection. So it just hasn't been the time, but that time is here. We've already stepped out of the Bitcoin time frame dominance. We're already out of that. We're in the Ethereum dominance, and we are looking right now at a altcoin dominance chart that has a beautiful formed bottom. So it's just a matter of time. But all markets are headed higher. I've told you guys this a million times. Very few people listen. Gold has been the leading indicator since 2024. Period. It has led and been the indicator for every leg of the markets. And guess what? That has not changed. Shall we go to the charts? I know you're tired of looking at me, so let's just go ahead and go to the charts. Yeah, I get tired of looking at myself because literally I can't see you, so I'm literally looking at myself. Horrible. All right, let's see what we got. I got to move you guys over. Let's see here. Let me pull up the chart that I want, and then we will get this party started. I mean, good night. That is insane. Yeah, we'll start with that. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hello. Yep. This is gold, a beautiful, very long chart of gold. Incredible. Get my arrow. This is all the way back to 2020, guys. This is 2020. A massive, massive, almost 4-year period of reaccumulation after the ascent from the 1K area. Massive reaccumulation leading to gold pretty much going parabolic since 2024. 2024. Yes, gold has preceded all runs from all other markets. You can go check. So I just wanted you to see it on a macro scale, but I want you to zoom in on what has just happened. So we're going to open this up. Let's go with a green arrow. It's a little bit more positive than a red arrow. Yeah, nice green, positive, happy little arrow there. I feel like Bob Ross. Get our happy little arrow going. All right, yeah. So this is a daily chart. So this was a week ago, guys. This was a week ago. This led a new fresh breakout from $3,500 on gold. I told you guys gold was going to be headed to 4K very shortly after this short period of accumulation. It was a couple months, about 4 months in this area after hitting 3,500 of consolidation in an ascending reaccumulation pattern. And then we got that bullish breakout. So you have your bullish ascending triangle. Remember, if it's longer than 3 months, then it's a triangle. If it's shorter than 3 months, then you can say a pennant. And then you have that smash, absolute smash by gold, reaching new all-time highs, close to that 3,700. Gold is on its way to 4K. Within 3 years, I believe we see gold at $5,000 an ounce. But guys, it's not just gold. It is silver. And this is the same chart that I was showing you when silver was way down here. Same exact chart. Same exact chart. I'm going to back this out because I need you to see the weekly on this. Let's just go with the monthly. I can't get it all on one screen with that for you guys. There we go. Very powerful setup here. Very powerful setup here. Silver is starting to pick up the pace. Okay, silver is actually starting to pick up momentum and is beginning its major run. So gold has been doing this for a while. Silver just started. Silver has just begun. So silver is coming into a monthly resistance very soon, right around 43, right in the 43 area. I believe silver is probably at $50 before December. Yeah, before December. Yeah, we were accumulating this like at 15 bucks and lower back in the day. So this is the all-time high, guys, for silver. I need you to see this because while gold is making new all-time highs, silver is not yet. And remember, this is a monthly chart. So you're looking all the way back to way back here, guys. This is in 1980, right here. 1980, high around 50. This is 2011. And we are now beginning to move parabolic from a higher zone versus the lower zone, leading me to believe that this momentum has just begun and that within 3 years, silver is going to be running to 100. Yep. This is what's coming for silver. New all-time highs, new macro run. But yeah, gold and silver have been leading the markets, especially gold, since 2024. I do not see that stopping in the near future. And as soon as I told you guys that, gold broke out, silver broke out, and then check it out. I am now going to show you the legacy markets. Here's the Dow. We are going to back into a weekly chart of the Dow Jones, one of the biggest index for stocks. Bang! Brand new breakout. After gold, brand new breakout. That's one index. Here's your tech stocks. Bang! Look at that. New all-time highs, folks. New all-time highs. Let's look at the S&P. Bang! New all-time highs yet again. S&P 500, folks. This is what I believe to be markets getting ready to begin the era of their FOMO portion of their run. Do you understand? I believe things are getting ready to go vertical. Okay. I believe we see the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the S&P achieve a verticality and a speed definitely into December, possibly into the first quarter of 2026. I'm giving you a macro perspective. It's too early to say these things, but I'm giving you a macro perspective on my belief based on where we are right now, the entry of stablecoins, and the coming dominance of the dollar. The dollar is going to bounce in a huge way. I believe that occurs after the first quarter of 2026, middle portion of 2026. I think the dollar bounces in a huge way. By then, markets will have achieved their last final FOMO leg of this bull session. Now, I'm not being apocalyptic when I say I believe markets enter a bear market. I'm not being apocalyptic. I'm just saying I do believe that we get a bear market across all asset markets while the dollar bounces hard. And so there's going to be long potential, or the potential for my followers to have longs on the dollar in 2026 while they're already out of everything else. We'll be out of stocks. We'll be out of crypto. The only ones we're holding on to is our vault positions. And so you got to join my channels if you don't want to know what those are. So those are very long-term cryptos we're holding for 5 to 10 years max. Yeah, so this is where we're at. I think we achieve a verticality. This is kind of a fresh breakout. I want you to see how fresh this is. They're pretty substantial. So this is the S&P. This is a very large area breakout. That means this is probably going to go very high. You can see the same thing on the Dow. I just showed you the Dow, but this is not a short-term breakout, guys. This is a significant time period breakout. This is exactly 266 days, guys. This is a 266-day breakout. So the odds are this is getting ready to put in a substantial leg. Do you understand? I just need you to understand that. All right. So now that you've seen the leading indicators, gold and silver, you've watched all of this. I told you would happen, and it's happened. You have now watched all stock indexes achieve new highs and begin what I believe to be their last FOMO leg. Let's go ahead and take a look at crypto. I know, because that's why you're here. So bears have a problem. We're looking at the weekly chart of Bitcoin. Bears have a big problem because they had their shot here. You get that dip below the median. This is the macro channel median for Bitcoin. And you get that dip there on a pretty beefy, there's no distribution volume. Okay, no end of cycle distribution volume in any of that. So let's make that clear right now. However, bears had their shot in this candle. Why? Because they were able to take out this short-term support and the median support. It ended up being a what? We're going to zoom in on this. I want to zoom in on this so you can see it. Yep, this level right here. It ended up being a bear trap. Yeah, it ended up being a bear trap. So shorts thought they had it in a bag. This is a nice, solid breakdown. I mean, it's a good, meaty candle. And so all the apocalyptic people kept saying this was it, it's over, it's done. I mean, every time they get something like this, they come out of the woodwork. They've been wrong every single time. Every single time. And so this has crept its way back up. So bears have a problem here. The fact that Bitcoin has reaccomplished this level, has regained the median. Bears have a problem. Okay. Look at the space now. This was, in fact, way before the cycle started. This was my initial prediction. I am not kidding. You can go back. You can ask any of my followers. My original prediction for Bitcoin high for this cycle was 140 to 145. Okay. Yep. And look at where the macro channel would have us. There he is. See, they're verifying for you right there in the channel. I've got people that have been with me for a hot minute. The macro, even the macro channel puts Bitcoin at 140 plus K. Now, will that be the end? It's too early to say. I have to see what type of volume comes in. I have to see what type of distribution comes in once it achieves that. So that is still a solid bet that we get 140 to 145 on Bitcoin's next leg. And remember, just because Bitcoin does not have dominance does not mean it doesn't make new all-time highs. It has done so every single cycle. Those that know, know. Now, my bull case scenario, my max bull case scenario for Bitcoin. Again, take this with a grain of salt because it's still too early. Look, I'm the first person to tell you when what I'm throwing up is smoke and mirrors, is shenanigans. I'm about to throw up shenanigans because I don't know. It's too early. But my bull case is between 180 and 225 grand, $250,000 for Bitcoin. Bull case. This I'm almost positive we get. I don't know about this until I see the volume of participation here and what kind of distribution or profit taking we get here, because this could distribute here. If it distributes here, then that would probably be the last leg for Bitcoin. Do you understand? I need you to get this. So while I'm saying max bull case is here, I'm telling you, I need to see what happens here. Everybody with me? Now, this is where I would start being protective. For those of you that are trying to sell their Bitcoin this cycle, this is where you start getting protective. Do you understand? What? Because you don't want to hold this going back down. Now, does Bitcoin ever enter a true Bitcoin end of cycle sell-off? No. I've already told you that. No, there's too many big institutional buyers. That doesn't mean Bitcoin cannot enter a bear market. I need to be very clear. Listen to what I am saying. Just because I'm telling you, look at my face. Just because I'm telling you that I don't believe Bitcoin ever has an 80% crash like it has every other cycle does not mean Bitcoin can't dip or go into a bear market. Let's be very clear. But there's an entirely new caliber of accumulators now, who don't care what price Bitcoin is. And that number is 175 plus institutions and growing. Do you understand? Not to mention, the government hasn't begun their accumulation plan. They will. States haven't begun their accumulation plan. They will. On and on and on I can go. Do you understand these fundamentals? These are not fundamentals that have been present in any other crypto bear market. So stay with me. This is why you got to watch my videos, because I update you. I keep you guys in the loop. I've always done so. I've always done so. This is not new. This gold leading markets, this is not new. If you've been with me, I've told you guys this. Even though everybody keeps coming out saying the NASDAQ is done, the Dow is done, the S&P is done, I've told you no over and over and told you why. Not just said, oh, there's a double top here. That's it. No, you got to be better than the gap. Be better than the gap. There's more than just price action. There's the incredible fundamentals behind everything going on. And we're talking about, I'm going to say globality again, because it's a global thing that's occurring in this shift of this economy. Yeah, so I've been talking way too long about Bitcoin, but I do want to show you Bitcoin's dominance. Yep. So you can see here, and I told you guys yesterday, it looked like the other day that it looked like Bitcoin was going to start a new leg. Look, this could be a temporary trap, and we see something like this, and I'll show you why before we get this. Yeah. So, or this could be beginning its new down leg. Now, the reason why I'm showing you the potential of this bouncing back up inside of here is because of what's going on the Ethereum dominance chart. Check it out. Yeah. So Ethereum has had dominance, but Ethereum is currently in a pullback on its dominance. This is not a price chart for Ethereum. This is its dominance chart. So I want you to see this. There it is. There it is. So based on this right here, Ethereum dominance could decide to chill and backfill some of this liquidity here. That would look like this. Backfill some of this liquidity down to here. Before off it goes. All right. So I'm watching this development here very closely on Ethereum dominance. But why else could that be? Let's go take a look. I want to show you how jagged the previous cycle's up move was. Look at this. This is Ethereum dominance. Look how jagged this is. Now, it makes sense that it's smoother this time than last time, but there still should be some dips. And look how much smoother. I want you to see just how much smoother this is this time. Do you see how much smooth? Look at this. I mean, there's no comparison. Look at this. Yes, it has dominance, but damn. Oh, bang, bang, bang. I mean, you see what I mean? Look how much smoother this is this time. Why is that? It's the same reason why you're getting a squeeze on the parity between Ethereum and Bitcoin. Because as we move into the future, remember I told you guys this, Bitcoin and Ethereum tend to move together more than they ever have in history. Do you remember? Remember I said that? That is why this, even though Ethereum has dominance, it's a smoother dominance. But we don't want to look at this and feel like Ethereum cannot pull back on its dominance. So I'm just opening up the possibility that this could pull back a little more before it does move and ascend into here. It's just a possibility. I mean, it can go from where it is right now and keep going higher. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. So let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum has done I'm going to pull up a cleaner chart. Yep, that's a clean chart. Look at this. Let's back out to, the weekly's good. Look at this. 2021, all-time high. Yep. Major breakout. Major resistance. Right now, all that is going on is Ethereum is now swallowing and eating up all of the supply and demand inside this zone. That's what's going on. And everybody, I don't know why everybody in crypto thought that this was just going to keep going and going and going. And we knew it wasn't. We knew it was not. We need price action to be price action. Okay. This is a zone that has not had much price action. It's been quick. All right. Look, quick, very quick out. Nothing. So it makes sense that this price action zone must be dealt with. Once it is dealt with, then we get what we're looking for, what you are going to be singing praises about, and that is a blue sky Ethereum. And it's beginning its march towards 8K and 10K. Again, my projected targets for Ethereum, bull case is 15K, maybe 20 on some serious FOMO. And I'm waiting to see how many more institutions are adopting Ethereum as an Ethereum treasury strategy. So that can change the game. But right now, my bull case is low end 10K, high end 15K. I can adjust that to 20K as I see the rate of speed that this moves and how it does as it hits new areas. But when this hits blue skies, I expect this to run very hard and very fast. And your altcoins are going to love it. Yep, altcoins are going to love it. So let's look at altcoins real quick. I know we've been on here way too long. My videos are way too long. This is cool. I love this because this chart is the crypto total market cap excluding the top 10. So this is truly your altcoins. Not dominance, market cap. That means the amount of money coming in. What do we have here, guys? This closes out tomorrow night. Yeah. Yep, we have a bull move now. So we have tap, 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 tap. Nice tight consolidation and resistance. And we have our breakout. I expect this to close bullish tomorrow. And then I expect this to hold up as support. I'm talking about altcoins. Pay attention. Even though it doesn't have dominance, it can still be bullish. Just like Ethereum. Before Ethereum had dominance, it was bullish. So just because we're saying Ethereum, altcoins don't have dominance doesn't mean it can't be bullish. And we're going to go test. This is what's so funny about altcoins. We're going to go test this area right here. Remember, lines are areas, not precise price points. Yep, we're going to test here. And look, we haven't even gotten started, guys. This is how much fun we're going to be having into the fall and winter. I mean, this is you want, listen to me. I'm not even going to do, I just need to, let me exit out of this real quick. Hold on. I am going to do an altcoin madness, I promise, where we just do altcoins. Probably Monday or Tuesday. Probably Tuesday because I want to see price action on Monday. You want this price action. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. You want, listen to me closely. You want the slow, steady grind higher on these charts. You want them to have a problem breaking resistance and then consolidating and then breaking resistance on power and then pulling back and holding that as support and then dealing with those price action zones where there isn't any price action. Because, listen, you don't want a FOMO run this early, because a FOMO run, a parabolic run, a vertical run, verticality expresses something that cannot be sustained. Do you understand this? And so the higher your altcoins can grind, the slow grind, the higher they get, what is that telling you? The higher they're going to go when we hit FOMO. Do you understand the concept? So relax. Relax. Enjoy the grind. Let the market be the market. Let Ethereum be the queen. Altcoin dominance is coming. I will tell you when it's here. You will not miss it. I'm with you. I got you. Until next time, baby. Here comes the boom.